I think then we started our engineers understand what we can use very simple things to protect our country, to stop our enemy. The Russians can scale everything because they have enough resources, human resources, enough money, and to stop all this and to win this war, we need to use technology. We need to more drones and we need to be more effective. We're always thinking how to get result. We're not focused on long process to get result. We're thinking about result, how to reach this result for few short steps. This is a new age of warfare. It's a drone warfare.
Yuri, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you were doing before the war started?
My name is Yuri, call sign is Phoenix. I'm from Ukraine, from Kiev. I joined army from the first day of full-scale invasion. I joined a local defense for the first month, and after that I joined army, Lasar's group project. And we started creating a big bomber drone. It was idea of my commander to operate remotely, to protect our personnel, to keep pilots in safe place. And the main idea to destroy enemy vehicles from distance. Destroy, first of all, enemy tanks, armored vehicles, stop the enemy columns that approach in Kiev. Mm-hmm. So we create our first drones, and I was one of first two pilots who operate these drones. And after that, we start scaling and share our experience to our colleagues from other units. And first flight of our drones helped to move these vehicles far away from borderline.
What year did you think of the idea for the bomber drone, and when did you fly it for the first time?
Our first flight was at May 22. The main idea to destroy all these enemy targets on long distance before they approach in the front line.
Mm-hmm. And in May of 2022, what technologies were you using to accomplish this goal?
At the time, there is no big bomber drones. Many soldiers want to fly, want to use drones, but they don't know how it works. And at the time, the maybe range of usage of drones was up to 3 or more kilometers.
Okay. So 3 kilometers.
Yes, only 3 kilometers.
And so talk to us how you went from 3 kilometers to 60 kilometers, right?
Yes, we start flying, we start understanding how it works, we understand what we need to change in our drones to be more efficient, to fly for more distance, and we start upgrade our drones. We started searching manufacturers who can provide big drone frames. We create idea how to use Starlink. Our engineer do some interesting things with Starlink and create some software which help us to connect Starlink directly to flight controller. And he create a special type of software which help us to operate these drones remotely. And we install this control system, our own control system to our first drones. It was a big agriculture drone.
Yeah.
And after we have a few successful flights and understand how it works, we understand that Starlink can fly. Mm-hmm. We can use Starlink connection during moving, during flights, not at a ground position and in not moving mode. After that, we cooperate with one of manufacturers who provide a stable producing of big amounts of drones. They always do all in time with high quality. And we have a close cooperation with this manufacturer. It helps us to upgrade our drones, and every 3 months we do some upgrades which help us fly for longer distance. New software options that help our pilot flying in different weather condition and operate drones in any difficult situation manually, or we have some features that help us to aim in and drop in munition for moving target. It's very important.
Sure.
Because for now, all important targets like tanks, anti-aircraft system, they moving. They not staying at one place. They just move to fire position, and after that try to move far away from borderline to be in safe place where our drone can fly, can reach them. So after detection of such type of targets by our SR drones, our pilots usually hit them while moving.
Let me go back to before the war, because what were you doing before the conflict?
I work in IT direction. I have my own business. I create a cloud solution on VMware, network solution, and I work in cybersecurity direction. So I have experience in IT up to 30 years.
How important, as you've now started to build the bomber drones, are the lessons you learned in your past life? Is there anything you learned that you've taken forward from a process standpoint, from a software standpoint?
Yes, sure. My previous experience helped me to fast integration in this process. I understand what is the drones, and I create my first drone. It was not FPV drone. It's a frame about 14 inches. I built this drone for inspecting objects like warehouses or some plants. I have a few customers which I help to inspect this building, inspect this infrastructure. On the roof of this building, it's a camera, it's maybe some types of Wi-Fi bridges and so on. And I was build my first drone at 2010.
Wow. Okay.
So then war started. I understand what is drones and how we can use it and all benefits of this drone. And I can join an engineering team who works on creation of our first drones. And my experience in IT helped me to do this.
So before the Ukrainian war started, or the war started in Ukraine, many people think of Ukraine as having an incredible engineering culture, software, hardware,
Yes.
electrical engineering.
Yes.
How has that culture and history of that understanding that technology helped the Ukrainians in this war?
I think when war started, our engineers understand what we can use very simple things to protect our country, to stop our enemy, because our enemy have more resources, more money, more human resources, and to stop all this and to win this war, we need to use technology. This is not war on land like many years ago. It's a new age of warfare. It's a drone warfare. Only technology help us to do this.
So 2022, you start thinking and fly your first bomber drone, right? And you said every 3 months you're now making changes. Let's just say in the last 1 year, what are the big changes that you have seen in combat?
I think two main changes is the distance. Because when drones with fiber optic appears, it change distance of gray zone. And for now, we need our first maybe tasks is increase in distance. For now, our drones can fly up to 35 kilometers and back for loading. And we have a special model of bomber drone which can reach target on distance up to 65 kilometers.
Wow.
So, and we work on increasing of distance. I think it's main.
So the gray zone is just continues to grow.
Yes.
On each side.
Yes, growing of technology related to growing of gray zone.
Yeah.
And we need to control this all this gray zone. And if we find some, we detect some movement of our enemy, we can act fast. Sometimes from detecting to destroying, it's a very short time. It's time to fly it from takeoff point to coordinates of targets.
How is the enemy learning to the about, like, how are they adapting to the tactics that you guys have been deploying?
They analyze our tactics. They unfortunately analyze our drones that shoot it down at the enemy territory. They understand how it works. So they understand what components we use, and they try to copy these tactics, these drones, and start producing something like this in big amounts, and start using it from back to our side.
Some of the Ukrainian drone manufacturers I've talked to have told me when they've gone to China to get fiber optic cable, the Chinese are prioritizing giving the fiber optic cable to the Russians. Do you think that is true, or do you have any idea about that?
Producing of fiber optic, it's a business for China.
Sure.
And who buy this amount of fiber optics first win, maybe.
Sure.
It's just a business for China.
All right. So they're just selling it to sell it because they're.
If we have a demand for fiber optics, they raise prices, and they shipment first of all for the customers who give more money.
Okay.
It's simple.
That's fair. Let's go back to coordinating multiple drones or multiple assets in the battle space. Ukraine has become very famous for its ability to react really, really quickly. How did you see that battle space technology, the awareness, right? How did it develop over the last couple of years?
For the first time, we have only bomber drones. We have no SR drones, and we start flying with cooperation of other units. It was only one source of information about target. After that, we understand what we need, our own ISR, because we can do more. We can fly in different location, and our units start growing drone takeoff position. So now our crews located every 10 kilometers along all front line, and our ISR crews located every 20 kilometers along front line. So after we start in using our ISR drones, we started receiving more information about targets, and we create our intelligence structure inside. So our intelligence officer receive all this information from different sources, from partners, from satellites, pictures, from our ISR department, and after that create a flight plan for night shift, for shifts for our pilots. So cooperation, all these departments inside in real time, it's the main. It's the main for modern warfare, because we have no time for understanding the situation and creating some decision. If we receive information about target, we need to act as soon as possible. Because, for example, if we detect some important target that moves, for example, anti-aircraft system, we have maybe 15 or 20 minutes to hit this target. After that, they move to far away from this area where we can intercept this and destroy this target.
What do you think, like, in order to be effective as the enemy changes its tactics, because they know they need to shoot now and move, do you need to build faster drones, or do you need to have more drones in the air? Like, how do you become more responsive to this very small time window to act?
We need to more drones, and we need to be more effective. The main goal is quality. If we start flying to some target, we need to destroy it.
What do you think the biggest thing that NATO, the US, what do we not understand about how fast your war is evolving or changing?
Now changes are very fast. For example, if we create some drones with some type of remote control system, or use some frequency of ATX to send video to ground station, it can work maybe a few weeks only. And after that, you need to do some changes. You need to analyze EW situation and understand that frequencies are jammed, and try to use another devices that help you to operate in normal mode without jamming. And after a few weeks, situation will be the same.
Are you starting to incorporate air and FPV bomber drones with UGV? Is that starting to have a loop? So ground drones working with air drones?
For now, it's UGV used mostly for transportation of all what you need to take off point. It's batteries, it's ammunition, it's food, it's armor, and other. Because now there is a big problems to do this usual day by car.
Yeah.
Because everything that move in this gray zone detected, and our enemy try to destroy this.
Yeah. What do you think the Russians are doing really well right now?
The Russians can scale everything because they have enough resources, human resources, enough money, and if they create some useful and prove that it's work, they start scaling it very fast.
Sure. Yeah, we saw that with the fiber optic drones, right?
Yes, fiber optic drones. Yeah. Yes, fiber optic drones.
Yeah.
And Molnia, they start scaling this. It's very cheap and simple kamikaze drone. It can fly far away. They can bring explosives. They can bring even some FPV drones and release it far away from takeoff point.
Let's talk about that for a second. Before the camera started, we were talking about fixed wing drones acting as a mothership and dropping FPVs. Tell us a little bit about that innovation. It's pretty interesting.
We start create such drones, use such technologies maybe 2 years ago. We create our first mothership. It was a FTOL plane, which act as a repeater, equipped with big gimbals with high resolution camera, and this plane can bring 2 FPV drones. The main idea of this mothership can fly far away from takeoff point, up to 60 or maybe 70 kilometers, and after that use their own gimbal to detect targets. After that, operator of FPV drone releases drone from mothership and use this FPV as guided munition.
Sure.
So it's high precision weapon. We can hit directly target what we want.
Yeah.
In a special place what we need.
Yeah.
And this mothership loitering around can help us to understand that our target is moving, if it's still moving. Help to navigate the FPV drone operator, And a very important thing that this drone can film the result of striking. We can prove that we hit this target.
So you've spent a lot of time helping design new ideas and new technologies, right? Emotionally, for you, like, you're obviously fighting a war to protect your homeland. Could you describe to us the emotion that goes into inventing new things to protect Ukraine?
I can describe my emotion. I just protect my country. I join army to stop this war.
Yeah.
To save lives of our citizens, our civilian, and protect military from risks. So we usually use remote control.
Yep.
It's the best. And we always thinking how to get result, not about a process. We not focused on creation a long process to get result. Thinking about result, how to reach this result for few short steps. And after they get a first result of some idea, it's like iteration. It's a second tune. And you understand how it works now, the new results, and how you can do more. What you need to some type of after action review. You understand what happens and what you can do to provide better result. It's a continuous process. And when you see results, when you create something, when you work on this project, and after you do this by your hand, and after you can see this result, it's the best motivation. It's the best emotion that you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. When you actually can see the result, then you feel like you've accomplished something, huh?
Yes.
And then you have to get up and do it again the next day, right? Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about how one of the, I don't know if it's a joke, but people say the war is fought on WhatsApp, right? That a lot of communication in between the different groups, like if you find something that works, you'll share it with people like that so that you can spread it as quickly as possible. How does the speed of transferring your results that you're learning allow you to fight more effectively?
Well, I think the best way is do your best. For example, if we have a big bomber drone and we can do a great result, we can share our experience to other units. We can answer a question how we can do it and help them to do like this, to improve their systems, to help them to grow their devices. But different units have a different amount of resources. It's related to investment. It's related to human resources. So I think a main problem with sharing, it's a difference between resources.
Let's change topics for a second here. Are you involved at all, or have you worked at all on any of like the drone defense side of things?
Yes, sure. It's one of the main direction because we need to intercept enemy Lasar drones. We need to intercept enemy Shaheeds and other drones that's dangerous for us.
Yeah. One of the things that, for people who have not been following the war in Ukraine, now that there's a war with Iran, now you're seeing Shaheeds in Dubai, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the whole world is now waking up to the threat, right, of this drone. How has Ukraine over the last 4 years learned to fight Shaheeds?
We understand that we need to create some type of drones for interception. It need to be a cheap because the price of interception will be much less than the price of this drone that we need to intercept. It's the main idea, because if we spend more money for interception, it will be hard to get enough investment.
Sure.
So, for example, if we intercept Shaheed with anti-aircraft missile, I think it's not good, because when we when have a problems with missiles, we have no such devices for interception. We spend all these expensive anti-aircraft missiles for cheap targets as Shahed. So in our country, there are a lot of manufacturers who creates interception drones for Shahed. It's most of them. It's like a small rocket based on FPV components. So the main idea to fly at high speed. So if you understand if you detect air target by a radar system, pilot need to move closer, to fly closer to this object. So speed must be twice the speed of our target. Now I think we solve this problem, and we have a special model of drones that can do this.
Yeah. And are they hand launched or are they automatically launched?
Hand launch. Yeah. These drones usually launch from ground, like FPV drone.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you will be being asked many questions about that tomorrow. We're here filming this in Washington. How important is it going to be for the countries in the Middle East and the United States and NATO to start adopting these type of interceptors?
I think it's very important, because I think interception of Shahed and other drones like Shahed is the main goal for now, because Shaheds it's much cheaper than missile.
Yeah,
that used from time to time, and we need all of us need to understand that we need cheap devices that can help us to protect our countries from Shaheds and other drones.
Have you seen the lasers or the high-powered energy weapons work effectively?
I think yes, but it's the future.
Yeah,
now we have no devices that can do this.
Yeah, no, I think it's I agree with you. What about for RF jamming?
RF jamming, it's important part of modern warfare.
Yeah,
but we know that we have different technology that help us to use our drones with EW.
Yeah,
it's not a problem. For example, it's Starlink. For example, it's fiber optics.
Okay, the war ends tomorrow. What do you want to do?
Nice question. Few years ago, I think that I want to return to my previous life, to my civilian life, to IT.
Yeah.
But now I understand that a drone, it's like IT. It's much better. It combines all that you know and you use in IT direction and much more. So I think that drone technologies is the future. I will stay in army and work in drone direction.
Awesome.
I think I need to share my experience with newest and help to teach new pilots and help engineering team to create some new technologies.
Yeah, and you have the experience to do it.
It's the best for me, and I like this.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Drone Wars podcast. If you liked what you heard today, please subscribe to catch all the latest insights for all things defense and geopolitics.